Hello everyone, my name is Duan Yi. My advisor is Lauren Zhang. I'm from Taiwan National Central University Center for Astronautical Physics and Engineering. My topic is seasonal variation of global NmF2 distribution by FORMOSAT-7 COSMIC-2 radial occultation. Here's my outline. I will start from an introduction for FORMOSAT-7 COSMIC-2 and then the algorithm of radial occultation, and then the seasonal NmF2 variation, the longitude sections comparison, and summary and references. So FORMOSAT-7 COSMIC-2 is an international collaboration between Taiwan National Space Organization and the United States NOAA. There are 6 satellites in the orbit of 24-degree inclination circular at about 520 to 550 kilometer LEO. The instruments were activated on July 16, 2019, which means the data is only after then. The objective for this mission is advance the capabilities of regional and global weather prediction. So here shows one-day profiles on 2020 March 1st. The amount of it is 1,692, and the full March month in 2020 is 56,849 profiles within 40 degrees latitude. The resolution for the altitude is at about 1 to 2 kilometers. So the radial occultation, the FORMOSAT-7 is with TGRS on board. The TGRS is standing for Tri-Global Navigation Receiver System. It is for measuring changes in GNSS GPS radio signals as they pass through the atmosphere. So the total electron content can be calibrated by the albedo inversion to obtain the electron density profiles. The assumption is that ionospheric density is spherical symmetry around the ray tangent point. So this figure is showing albedo inversion. We assume the ionospheric density is spherical symmetric. So when the signals passing through the sphere, it is integrating, and we use the geometry method to calibrate it and obtain the middle point as the electron density profiles. So here is the seasonal NmF2 variation. I look into March, June, September, and December. And June, I selected May 13 to June 12 for the June data, since it is in quiet solar activity period. Therefore, the difference shouldn't be too large. So to see the difference between each local time, we remove the scaling of the color bars. So from the top to the bottom there are 6 o'clock local time, 12 local time, 8 local time, and 24 local time. On the right-hand side is the HMF2 average of March, and on the left-hand side is the NmF2 average of the March. And we can see that HMF2 is having the highest altitude at noon, while the average NmF2 is having anomaly during the nighttime, 18 local time and 24 local time. So we want to check if this feature similar for other months. So in June, 24 local time is having an obvious anomaly as well. In September as well, in December as well. So we want to check the longitude sections comparisons. Here is the method I separate the longitude sections. The The global map are separated into 12 sections, each with 30 degrees average. So first, let's check the 18 local time, which is between 0 degree and 30 degree. So this is the zonal mean profiles of longitude between 0 degree and 30 degree. The x-axis is the geographic latitude and the y-axis is the altitude in kilometer. The pink straight line indicates the magnetic equator. So we can see very obvious symmetry EIA, the equatorial ionospheric anomaly. And in the southern hemisphere, the EIA is more obvious than the northern hemisphere. So for the local time 24-hour, we can see the red mark that we marked here. For sure, the northern anomaly, northern EIA is stronger than southern in March, while they have similar features in June and September, while during the December it is too weak to see the clear pattern. For the March zonal mean NmF2, in each longitude sections, the EIA regions are symmetry to the magnetic equator, and for June, the symmetric structure is clear as well. For September, the magnitude of the northern and southern EIA are not quite equal. Sometimes the northern EIA is stronger than the southern one, and sometimes the southern one is stronger than the northern one. And for the December, it is having similar result as well. Well, for the September and December, these data are obtained in 2019. It might be caused by the satellite distribution are still haven't divided yet. And to confirm it, we need a long-term observation in the future. So for the summary, this research is about the early results of new FORMOSAT-7 COSMIC-2. The anomaly of NmF2 between longitude region of -60 degree to -90 degree is apparent during midnight 24-hour local time, and the EIA equatorial ionospheric anomaly symmetric pattern is very strong in March and can be clearly seen from the data. So here is my references. Thank you.